From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
The Ear to There Podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Ear to There, it's time to start the fun.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Ear to There Disney Podcast. I am your host, Phil Ramlick. I am also the owner and the founder of Ear to There Travel, which is, of course, a Disney-specialized travel agency. It is my job, along with all of my other agents, to take away all of that stress, all of that anxiety, and all that time that it takes to plan a Disney trip, so you can focus on the really, really fun things, like having a phenomenal time with your family and friends, and enjoying the magic. And myself, along with every other vacationeer here at Ear to There Travel, that's what we call ourselves, by the way. We are vacationeers. We take away all that stress, all that anxiety. We give you back all of that time at absolutely no extra cost to you. So we will get you the best possible package price or the best possible room-only reservation price. That even means going back to the reservation once specials and discounts are released. And if your reservation is available, we'll add it to your reservation to save you more money. We'll book your dining reservations. We will book your fast passes. And that's getting up super early at either 5:30 or 7 a.m. We'll take care of all of your transportation, your special event tickets, cruises, limo rides, you name it. We book it at Ear to There Travel. I'm confident that I trained the vacationeers that work with me very well. Think of us as the flora, fauna, and Merriweather to your Sleeping Beauty. We'll be your guides. We'll look out for you. We'll get you the best possible vacation you can have. And we will even make sure there is no curse from Maleficent herself. You can find this podcast, the blog, or request a free, no obligation quote from me or from any other vacationeer over at ear2theretravel.com. Okay, this is episode number 152 for the week of January 7th, 2019. It just sounds ridiculous now, doesn't it? 2019? Really? For someone who grew up in the 80s, 2019 sounds just absolutely insane. All right, so grab a drink, grab a snack, and as a famous mouse once said, on with the show. And of course, we're going to kick off 2019 with the first What About Bob segment of the year. Now, this is where Disney legend and retired Imagineer Bob Gurr joins the show to answer your questions and mine. Now, if you don't know who Bob Gurr is, I'll give you a quick rundown. Bob was one of the Imagineers hired by Walt Disney himself to design attractions for Disneyland. He designed first the Autopia cars, then he went on to design the monorails, the Matterhorn, the Doom buggies, all of the Main Street vehicles for Walt Disney World. It goes on and on and on. Bob is a legend in every sense of the word, and I'm so excited that I get to bring him on the show every week. And the What About Bob segment of the show is brought to you by the Waltland Bus Tour. So each month, Bob takes a busload of guests around Southern California with stops in Los Angeles, in Burbank, and in Glendale. You'll stop along all the important spots in the history of the Disney company, but more importantly, in the history and the life of the founder of the company, Walt Disney. To get tickets for the tour, head over to www.waltland.com. All right, here he is to ring in the new year, Disney legend, Bob Gurr.
It's What About Bob? Bob Gurr, the legend, creator of the Matterhorn, the monorails and the Haunted Mansion. What about Bob, the Disney legend?
All right, Bob, this question is from Rob, and Rob wants to know, what is your best advice for a new Disney cast member?
Okay, a cast member as opposed to an Imagineer?
Yes, and I'm guessing a new hourly cast member.
Okay. I would say going back to 1955, the classical cast member, and my impression is these were young folks that were excited to have a job in a hot spot, and a few would want to stay a while and work their way up into management, and the rest would love to work there for a while to get some of the perks, meet a bunch of people, perhaps meet a girlfriend and get married, and then they go off to the next things that they would do in their life. It just seems to be the nature of public service in any kind of public venues. You have young folks that have to be extroverts. They have to endure the public in a way, and only a tiny amount would want to ultimately manage an organization like that. And I would say the majority just go on to the next thing. So I would say, to answer that question directly, if I were looking at a young person, say 18 years old, and they say, I want to be a cast member at Disneyland, I would sort of ask them, why do you want to do that? It's probably a job that's going to wear you out. You've got to be really, really durable. You're dealing with the public and the type of environment we have in the American civilization today. You have to have a lot of grit and a lot of zeal to withstand that kind of a thing. And the reason I say that is because young folks today seem to be a bit on the impatient side, like, oh gosh, my mommy doesn't take me to school in the Escalade anymore. Good Lord, back in the 1950s, you sometimes had to ride a bicycle to school in the rain. So in other words, we have people today that are, I would say, well, maybe some of them are wusses, but the golden few that know what work is, they will work hard the old-fashioned way. They will probably thrive. So it's more of an internal decision that a potential cast member has to make. Look seriously at what that work is like and look past the dream of being a glorious cast member in the most glorious park in the world, because down a few pegs, that is a lot of very hard work, and it's going to test the dickens out of you.
All right, thank you so much once again to Bob for answering yet another question on the show. Bob's the best, and I'm looking forward to his answering many, many more questions on the show here in 2019. All right, here we go. Moving on to episode number 152, 2018, an Ear in Review. Get it? Ear in Review. Ear to there. Okay. I think you got it. Here we go. Walt Disney World is let's be honest, it is a money-making factory. The ticket prices keep going up and up year after year, but guess what? With those rising ticket prices, the attendance keeps rising, keeps going up and up. So Disney could just sit, rest on its laurels, build nothing, and just hope that people, or bank on the fact that people keep coming back year after year. But they don't do that, do they? No, 2018 was another year of building, another year of expansion, another year of announcements that Disney continues to grow and continues to change and evolve, just like Walt Disney always wanted it to. But today we're going to sit back, we're going to look back at the year that was, or the year that was, 2018. Now, spoiler alert here, I looked into the future of this episode, and I know already that my co-host today and I are going to go into some spoilers in the Disney movies that were released in 2018. We'll give you a little bit of advance notice when we start talking about the movie. You can just jump 30 seconds on whatever listening device you're using to avoid the spoilers for that movie, just in case you haven't seen it. And if you haven't seen it, what were you doing this year? Why haven't you seen these movies? Just kidding. Life is crazy. I know. You know. So just be prepared for the spoilers. Okay. Here to talk with me all about the Disney year in review is someone who had a pretty good year herself.
It's
My
true.
wife, Liz Ames, thanks for coming back on.
Thank you for having me. We really did have a good year.
We had a good year. It was
really
good.
did.
Disney had a good year.
Disney had a great year.
It's going to be
excited to talk about it.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one because there's lots of stuff that happened this year
Oh, so many things.
in Disney, but lots of stuff that happened with us. We have a new nephew. That was kind of cool.
Oh, so awesome.
He's 8 months old.
He's so cute.
That's fun. It's fun to have a baby in the family that's not ours.
yours.
That we can say, he can come over, we can go over there, we can hug him, we can hold him, we can play with him. He laughs, he cries, and I just hand him back to my sister at the end of the day.
And just get into your own
and
bed
say,
and go to
See
sleep.
ya.
It's true.
We knew for years how did it go with us? I know there are a bunch of new listeners I've seen because my numbers in the last few months have gone up, which is good.
That's great.
So there's new listeners out there, so they might not know the backstory. We had a 20-month-old, right? Alexa, our oldest. And then we had twins. How many months early?
That's
2 months early?
So they were, yes.
So they were going to be all separated by less than 2 years anyway. But yeah, so we brought home 3 and 4 pound twins when we had where our oldest daughter didn't really talk because she was in speech therapy, right?
We had a lot going against us.
So it was an interesting few years.
We didn't sleep at all.
No sleep. When they tell you that you're not going to sleep when you have kids,
They're not kidding.
They're not kidding around. And I remember when we got the puppy recently, people were like, "You're not going to sleep again. What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't think it's that long. No. Like, I know with a kid, you don't sleep for like 5 years."
No, it was like 2 nights that we didn't sleep.
Yeah, it was a couple nights, and then he started sleeping. I mean, really, people give puppies a bad rap. Babies are way harder. So we had an amazing nephew that we brought on board into the family this year. We didn't do it.
No, we didn't.
My
really
sister and her husband did it. And we had a good year. There's we had lots of fun Disney trips.
And we got our
Disney cruise.
Lots of Disney experiences.
Did we do Disneyland? I did Disneyland. You did not do Disneyland this year.
That's right.
We hung out with Bob Garrett in his backyard.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
That was a big one. Yeah, we had lots of fun stuff.
It's true.
So this year, 2019, looks like it's going to be a big year for us again.
It does.
We
big
have
Disney year. 2
Disney trips planned, a Disneyland trip planned. We got a lot of stuff going on.
It's going to be exciting.
So let's talk about 2018. How do you say it? 2018 or 2018?
I say 2018, but I think it's common and popular.
I go back and forth. When I started doing the podcast, when I would do the intro, I'd always say like, this is the episode for January 5th, 2019. And I got emails from people who were like, that's not how you say it. I was confused.
You did?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Some people want to correct you.
I mean,
listen, these shows are free.
It's a good point.
No one's paying me for this. So, like, if I was on TV at night and I was saying it,
right,
bring the emails on. But this is a lot of work for free. Like,
if you want to say 2019, you're going to say 2019.
Yeah, if you have something mean to say, just keep it to yourselves. Oh, no. Listen, I'm okay with constructive criticism.
Me too.
I don't need, like...
Obviously, I married you.
Hey, you're doing this wrong, Phil. All right, leave me alone, man. You don't have a show.
Old person accent?
That's how that person talks. Okay. That person. Who's listening now, I will never listen again.
Right.
Because I'm making fun of them.
This person's like, dude, that was me.
And it's not right still. No, so I changed it to 2018. And now this show is in 2019. It's hard to believe. That sounds like Buck Rogers.
It sounds what?
Like Buck Rogers.
Yeah, no, it totally sounds
like, or like Star Wars or Star Trek. Like,
no, it's right.
There's no way it should be 2019.
I know. And everyone's so excited. But what's interesting is everyone keeps saying they want Barbara Walters to do the drop this, the New Year's Eve, the ball drop.
Why?
So they can say, or she can say, and this is 2020, because 2020 because of the show. So there you go. That's the way you say it.
That makes sense. Yeah, 2020.
It does make sense. Right?
All right. Well, if Barbara Walters says it that way.
Right. Right.
You know what? I don't really. I mean, I don't
think
know
that's
much
a
about
funny
Barbara
joke,
Walters. Yeah.
But I was just using it to
And she
say,
was-
I don't think you were that wrong if she says it.
All right, we're off the rails here. 4 minutes in. So let's talk about the year that was in Walt Disney World
I'm in.
2018. And let's start with the movies that hit in 2018.
There were some great ones.
There's some big Disney movies this year that came out.
Yes.
Almost all of which you didn't see. So
That's true, too.
so as we go through
As
these,
is usually the case.
we'll see which ones.
I've seen the kids' one.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about mostly. But so, all right, the first big Disney movie to hit theaters in 2018 was Black Panther, Disney Marvel movie that came out February 16th of 18.
I didn't realize it came out last year.
Yeah, well, this year, but last year, but this year still. Because it's still, I know it's 2019, but it was this year, last year, whatever it was. So
It came out. I did not see it.
Black Panther, you did not see.
No.
I've talked about it on the podcast a bunch of times. I thought it was a very good movie. I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't love it.
Right.
Like, so many people were like, oh, it's the best Marvel movie of all time. It's the best Marvel movie ever made. And I went into it like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this. But again, we have little kids, so I had to find a time when we weren't going to take the kids because they're kind of into Marvel, but it doesn't keep their attention.
No, they're still
much.
a little
They're still
too
pretty young.
Yeah.
Especially
I
the
agree with
twins
that.
are 6, so and they were 5 when it came out. So
Right.
So I went right because Infinity War was coming out the next week,
Right. So you felt like you
and this
really
was in the
wanted to
movies
see
for
it
like
first.
5 months. I mean, I feel like Black Panther was in the movies forever.
It was definitely in there for a long, long time.
Right. So I went with the extreme. Maybe that's why I didn't love it.
Because everyone had already talked about how awesome it was.
Yeah, I went in with like my expectations. I know the listener can't see me, but my expectations.
His hand's really high, you guys.
We're way up there.
His hand's practically on the ceiling.
Yeah, like I thought Captain America: Civil War was just unbelievable, and I love Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes,
and I've seen
me
that
too.
like 5 times. I expected, and I didn't love the second Avengers movie, the Age of Ultron. It's all right.
I didn't see that one either.
Oh, you should not be on the show then.
Why'd you ask me to
That
see
came
this
out, I
one?
think, in like 2016 or 15. I didn't love that one. But I expected to like this more than Spider-Man Homecoming, more than...
And you did.
yeah, I didn't. I didn't like it more than Avengers.
Fair enough. Oh, I love Avengers.
Yeah, the original Avengers, I thought, was one of the best Marvel movies, if not the best. I really like Iron Man as well. I think
Me
that's
too,
an
I
awesome
love
one.
Iron Man.
Love Spider-Man Homecoming.
I love that too.
The original Thor was fine. I still didn't see Thor Ragnarok.
That's,
I know.
You
I know
knew
you're
I
going
was going to say, I love it, but that didn't come out last year.
Not on my list. So I think it came out in 2017.
Okay.
2017.
I love the Ragnarok.
I know, you told me I had to see it.
You have to see it. It's awesome.
So Black. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. So Black Panther. Listen, Wakanda, the land where they're from, where a lot of the movie takes place, amazing. It's a world they created. The technology's incredible.
Yeah, that's
the
always
CGI
amazing
was
when they do
awesome. Michael B. Jordan, the guy who plays the bad guy in Black Panther, was excellent. Supporting cast was excellent. The main guy, Chadwick Boseman, I was like,
He was
the
just
guy who
okay.
plays Black Panther. He's all right. He's all right.
I know him a little bit right from the whatever it was, the Avengers movie that I saw.
Yeah. He's in
I thought
Avengers
he was
Age
really
of
cool
Ultron.
in that with
He's
those
in
crazy. He's the crazy eyes, right?
and he's got he's the
Yeah, I thought
Black
he
Panther.
was cool. He's the one that's a Black Panther.
Yeah, and I thought the fight scenes were cool. I did, and I liked it. I just didn't. I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. So that's my review on Black Panther. Next one, March 9th. Guess what came out?
What came
The
out?
big blockbuster for the year. Disney's huge. They put a lot of money into marketing this one.
This is a big buildup.
A Wrinkle in Time. No one
No
saw it.
one saw that.
No one saw it. It came
Did they
out.
really put on a lot
Yeah,
of
put a
money?
lot of money
It
behind it.
didn't even look like they
Had
did.
Oprah Winfrey, Reese
Right.
Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, directed
right.
by Ava DuVernay, who I don't know. It didn't do well.
I can't say one thing about it because I've not seen it. I've seen the
I think
previews.
the people, you could fit the amount of people who've seen it in a high school gymnasium. Nobody
probably
saw
true.
it. And I remember seeing
And
the
that's
previews.
a big, huge book.
It's a huge book. Again, that I've never read. I'm not much for the book reading. Actually, I love reading. I just didn't read it. That's like a book that kids read in high school and college, right?
Yeah, and I think even younger too.
Young adults. Disney put a lot of time into it, a lot of money. They marketed it. They had like little previews in Disneyland in the theater where they show the Frozen Broadway show.
Right, that's what they did. And they had, I remember when we were on the cruise, that it was playing on the cruise.
Yeah, but that was like a month after it came out.
But also nobody was in the theater.
Well, it shouldn't have been. That was the big tip off for me that it didn't do well.
Right, that it was immediately
like
on the
weeks
cruise.
later.
Because Black Panther was too.
Yeah, but that was huge. I mean, they made a lot of money on Black Panther.
Right.
This one didn't make a lot of money, didn't get a lot of,
No one was like, oh, you know what movie I just saw that I loved?
Yeah, Wrinkle in Time. You should see that. No. And it was free on the cruise ship. That's what's bad about it. Was Disney, like a month after it was released.
On TV?
No, on a cruise ship.
Oh, yeah.
You don't pay to see it on a cruise.
No, of course not.
So they were like, hey, just come see it for free because no one's coming to see it. Like, buy some popcorn. Maybe we'll make some of our money back. So it didn't do well. And I know I shouldn't say that it wasn't good, which I'm not saying. I didn't see it. But I know it didn't do very well. April 27th was another really big movie that came out, Avengers Infinity War. I saw it the first week, and then I liked it so much, I made you go see it.
Yes, and I absolutely loved it. See, those are my favorites.
Did not disappoint at all.
No, because the cast is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and you didn't even know all the characters. Like, you didn't see Doctor Strange, so you didn't know him.
You're absolutely
right. You didn't see Black Panther, so you didn't really know much about that character.
No, you're right.
When you put them all in one movie,
just watching their chemistry together is that's the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah, I love the dynamic between what's his name, Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Oh, that was great. But
I forget
all the dynamics are fantastic.
Tom Holland, who plays Peter Parker.
He was amazing.
He was so good in the Spider-Man movie.
He is.
So good in Avengers Infinity War. I love Robert Downey Jr. in anything, really.
Me too.
I could watch him read the phone book and I'd enjoy it. But he is just so good in these movies as Iron Man, as Tony Stark. And like he has two characters that he's amazing with in that movie. It's Doctor Strange.
I was going to say, you have to talk about Doctor
the whole
Strange.
Wizard stuff when he's calling him a wizard. It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
He's like, you're making me, when he says to Spider-Man, he's like, hey kid, you're making me look bad in front of the wizard.
That's right.
So funny. Such a good movie.
No, the character interactions alone makes
those movies. It makes the Avengers movies.
It does.
Which I thought Age of Ultron didn't have as much, which I think that's why I didn't like it as much as the other two. Avengers Infinity War was just, think about all the characters.
It was everything you would want it to be.
Yeah, all right, so all the Avengers, obviously.
Right.
And then you have the Guardians of the Galaxy characters.
Right.
And then all the bad guys that you have now, and Thanos, and the snapping the fingers, and half of, I could snap my fingers, and it will all disappear.
Is this your Thanos?
Yeah, it's not very good. I don't even think that's the line from the movie.
I don't know if it is.
But he does. He snaps his fingers, and half.
I was so distracted by your voice.
It was actually, now that I think about it, it was excellent. But he does. What I love about this movie, and this is going to sound, because we're picking apart a comic book movie, so it's a little weird for two adults who are in their 40s now to do. But they're so well done and such good movies. Thanos thinks he's saving the world.
He really does.
Or the universe.
He does.
He thinks he's doing the right thing. He's eliminating half the population on each planet.
That's the crazy thing is he thinks he's the good guy. He thinks he's the hero, right?
But if you think about it, he's killing a lot of people.
Right. Half the world.
That's a lot. That's a pretty big time bad guy.
No issues doing it.
No, he's cool with it. Like the entire movie, he's fighting his way so he can do it.
So he can do it.
And then he succeeds in the end.
And he kills people on the way, right?
Oh, yeah. He's just murdering people left and right.
No problem.
Yeah, no. He throws his adopted daughter off a cliff.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
To get the start.
Spoiler alert.
Hey, listen. that movie came out like almost a year ago.
It did.
So you need to have seen that. So I'll put it in the show notes or I'll put it in the intro to the show when I record it.
Definitely spoiler alert.
There's going to be lots of spoilers for the movie part. So you would have already heard that. Unless you skipped the intro, which you shouldn't have done. Now you spoiled it. There you go. You spoiled it for yourself. How do you feel about that?
And now you learn to listen to this.
Now you learn your lesson. Listen to the intro. Sometimes there's some good stuff in there. I record all the intros, like they're all original.
Right.
I know I say the same things lots of times, but sometimes there's a nugget in there that you need to catch. And this time, the spoiler alert was in there. But it's just an excellent movie. Great characters. Great premise, great ending. Just everything about it is so good. The battle on Wakanda when they're all fighting with
Oh,
the
that's
force field.
amazing. It's the best part.
Some of the bad guys are great. That weird, I don't know his name, the guy that floats in the beginning and comes to New York.
Oh,
and
that
uses
floaty guy, yeah.
The one that eventually Tony Stark
Forgot about
kills in
him.
space.
Right.
But he like flicks his finger and can throw like refrigerators and cars and trucks at you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that dude's really powerful.
Why do you have that power?
I don't know. And Tony Stark takes him out pretty easily.
He does.
But again, if you didn't see the movie, sorry. You should have seen it.
Don't
by
get
now.
attached to that floating guy, guys.
Don't get attached to the Avengers or
True.
some of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's true, too.
I can't wait to see what happens with the next one.
Right, and that's what it leaves
Because
you
they
is-
can't all be dead. They
No.
put all this money into Black Panther,
No, they
and now he's dead.
Right. It was
That
like 2
can't work.
seconds. No, I
They
don't
put all this movie into the Spider-Man franchise. They have like 3 more movies coming.
I
He
know.
can't be dead.
It's going to be fine.
What are you going to go back in time?
But it
and
does-
show him as a kid.
This movie is one of those movies that had everyone talking about it for months after that you saw it.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is a great movie.
Memes galore on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Endless.
and all good.
Right.
Any meme with dust in it is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Like I saw the new, like somebody sent me one. It was like the new Avengers play set for this Christmas, and it was like a plate with like 6 piles of dust on it. It was really good. So all right, so let's move on. May 25th, Disney released a movie that I refused to watch.
Okay.
I still haven't seen it. Still won't see it. Solo, a Star Wars
Oh,
story.
yeah, you feel really strongly about
Not going to ever see it.
it. No, he's never going to.
Never going to watch it.
Nothing's going to change his mind.
And I'm a huge Disney fan and a huge Star Wars
You
fan.
are.
I have the mindset that only one person should ever play Han Solo.
Right. I mean,
And that's that. There's nobody else can play
I
Han
remember
Solo.
the very first time a preview came on for it, you guys, and Phil watched it for like 2 seconds, and he was like, "I'm out. I'm officially out."
No, I'm not watching somebody else play Han Solo.
You just couldn't do it.
I'm all for making new...
You literally said, "I can't do this."
No.
movie.
I'm all for making new films, new characters, new ideas. Star Wars episodes with Rey and with Kylo Ren, and I'm in. Luke Skywalker dying in the last Star Wars, Last Jedi, I'm in. By the way, spoiler alert, sorry about that.
I did not see that.
But I'm in for those. I'm
but I'm
all in.
not surprised.
No, I'm all in. I continuing that story
Sure.
into it. A prequel about Han Solo that does not star Harrison Ford, I'm out. I just don't, no one else can play that part to me.
No,
Just
and I
like no one
understand
else
that.
can play Indiana Jones.
Absolutely.
Like, don't give me, I love Chris Pratt. I don't want to see Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones.
Why is that the plan?
That was a rumor. It's been a rumor for a while that he would play.
I mean, I can see him fitting that role, but I know that you're not going to see
No,
that either.
I'm not. And I love Chris Pratt.
I love him too.
I love him since Parks and Rec. I love him in the Guardians movies.
Right.
I think he's a real stand-up guy. I caught his a little bit of his what do you call it? Candlelight Processional from Disneyland. He's just a good family guy, nice guy. Apparently, just wonderful to his fans and to other people. I'm still not going to support him as
Has
Indiana
nothing
Jones.
to do with
No,
his character.
It's not. Yeah, I'm glad that he's awesome. I'm glad that people love him. But no, Solo, a Star Wars story, not for me.
he's out. And I did not watch it, so I can't say anything.
And I know Chewbacca's been replaced by another guy for years.
Right.
Like Chewbacca it wasn't Peter Mayhew playing him in the
Right.
latest Star Wars movies. And it's a masked character. As long as the guy can get it down, I'm fine with it.
You're right.
By the way, I didn't know that Peter Mayhew and now the new. I'm sorry for the. I hope he doesn't listen to the show. The new guy that plays Chewbacca, they do the vocalizations. Like they do them and they alter them a bit
Right.
to make it. But that's them doing it.
Oh, I just assumed it was.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like
Really?
a bear or something. Like you speed up a bear noise. I don't know what you do to it.
No, I just assumed
I
it was
never
them.
knew that it was.
I can do a Chewbacca, so if I
Oh my
can-
god, let me hear it.
No.
no. You can't. No, that's not. That's not.
Yes, it is. You
Sounds
thought
like
Chewbacca was there.
Sounds like a garbage disposal with dog food in it. Somebody got it. We have to get that garbage disposal checked out. So there's some dog food stuck in there. All right, so moving on. Another movie. I feel bad. We're going through movies that we didn't see. Came out on July 6th, 2018. AntMan and the Wasp.
So, by the way, you probably didn't pick the best person to do this with you.
No. But
Anything
it's
you
fine.
haven't seen, I
We're
haven't
getting
seen
to
either.
we're getting to the parks
Okay,
in a
okay.
bit, and that'll be the important stuff. So AntMan and the Wasp.
That looked really good. I wanted to see that
I
one.
didn't see it either.
I love Paul Rudd. Like,
It's on demand now, so I need to
You
get
should
my butt
definitely
on
see
that
it.
and watch it.
Yes.
Again, we don't have a ton of time
No.
to watch movies.
You're right.
I'll tell you what, though. Okay, so I didn't see this movie, so I can't give any. I honestly can't give you a review on it, but I did see the first Ant-Man and really, really liked it. So
I'm sure it was great.
The Wasp is Evangeline Lilly,
who I love, obviously.
of course, was like my like early 30s crush from Lost. I loved her. So that I should watch that movie.
You really
Just
should.
I haven't gotten around to it yet.
And Paul Rudd. Who doesn't like Paul Rudd?
Love Paul Rudd.
I would like anything he did.
By the way, can he age a little bit?
No, he looks exactly the same.
You watch Clueless?
I like Clueless. I know.
You watch Clueless, and then you watch Ant-Man, and you're like, this dude hasn't aged.
Same person.
Like
He
seriously,
doesn't look one bit
I look like
different.
I've aged 30 years in the last 10.
Oh, stop.
How did he not age?
It's amazing.
I mean, God, I love his, and I can't say the exact line, but in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, when
You can't say any exact line from
no,
Forgetting
not from
Sarah.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but when he and Jason Segel are out on the surfboards in the ocean, he's the surf instructor, Paul Rudd, and he's like, what'd you say? He's like, I'm like, what'd you say? How old? He's like, how old? This isn't a great story. He's like, I'm like 40, and or 43.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he's like, bleep. Like I can't think the word. It's just a really funny line.
It's really funny.
He's so good.
The way he delivers.
His delivery is excellent. He's so good in everything he does. He's always kind of like the smart, the smart aleck.
Yeah.
In the movies,
He's like almost a jerk, but you really like him. Like you're charmed by him.
He's
anyway.
a lovable jerk in almost
Yes,
everything he
that's a
plays.
perfect way to
That must
say
be
it.
what he really is in real life.
Right.
But I like him in almost everything, and I really liked him in Ant-Man. So this is on our list to watch. By the way, speaking of movies, and I was talking to you about this morning. For my birthday, this is a little off the rails, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I bought myself, because people gave me money for my birthday,
Right.
Amazon
That's the
gift
best,
cards.
by the way.
People give me Amazon gift cards for my 40th birthday. Thank you to your sister for giving me, to Karen, if she ever listens, to giving me the gift card. I bought an Oculus Go, which is the virtual reality
Is
headset.
this an ad for Oculus Go?
No, it's not. But yes, Oculus Go, if people are listening, I will happily plug your product for a couple free headsets that I can
So
give to
good.
friends and family, because it is amazing. I last night was like, well, I'm going to relax a little bit. I was working until like 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, I'm going to put on the headset and watch a movie. So they had this Oculus video app that puts you in a movie theater virtually.
It is amazing.
And they put you in an empty movie theater, prime seat right in the middle, right? You're sitting like middle of the theater. And you put the darn headset on, and I watched Deadpool 2, which I had seen already, but I was like, I'm going to watch it again. Which, by the way, I probably should have been watching Ant-Man. But I wasn't.
That's what you should have been doing. But you fell asleep.
I should have watched. I did fall asleep in the middle of Deadpool, yeah.
That's true. I heard.
But, but I told you, you put the darn headset on, and you look to your left, look to your right, you're in a movie theater.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And
how
it's a
they do that.
gigantic movie screen in front of you. This thing plays with your mind so badly that I could see in like 20 years, when the technology is really good, people just putting on headsets and living in these worlds. Like,
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
I was in a movie theater for as long as I was awake last night, for like an hour plus, until I started falling asleep watching the movie. I was in the movie theater watching Deadpool 2.
It's really crazy.
If you look at the ceiling, there were like air conditioner vents on the ceiling. If you look around, it's all stadium
Yes,
seating.
it's unbelievable.
If you look to your left and right, you see those like the dimmed lights on the walls. It's unbelievable. Plus, you get a high definition movie screen in front of you.
Right. So
It's hard to believe.
long and short of it, tonight or whenever, you're going to go on your little Oculus
And watch
Go
Ant-Man.
And watch Ant-Man.
I am. All right. Next movie up. Just get an Oculus Go, by the way, if you don't have one. There you go, Oculus. You get your plug. Incredibles 2 came out June 15th.
Oh, this is a hugely anticipated movie in our house.
In our house. Very, very big. And we saw it. We actually went to see this one.
We all saw it.
So, Ames, let's get your review, since I've been hogging the microphone here, about Incredibles 2.
So, I don't think you're going to like my review that much.
Uh-oh.
Because, no, I really, really loved it. I really loved it. But I feel like it was... I just feel like it was so different from the first one, in that the first one was so family friendly, and I feel like anyone could see it and laugh and enjoy it, and just have a great experience with it.
The bad guy was a little light, on the lighter side.
Definitely lighter side. So this one was scary. Like, our
Yeah, there were some scary
8-year-old
parts.
was, well, 7 at the time, was terrified of it. Like they had nightmares. And listen, it doesn't.
It was a PG movie.
Right. All I'm saying is that the first one wasn't, right?
It was PG, I think, the first one
what?
too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you must be right.
But this one was it was a hard PG.
It really was though. So all I'm saying is I really enjoyed it. But would I rewatch it a million times? I don't think so.
That's a good point. I think the first one has a much higher rewatchability
Because
factor.
once you already, you know what I mean? Like when you're watching Incredibles 2, there's like a twist, right? So once you know that the twist is going to come the second time you're watching it, you're like, but I already know the twist is coming. So it kind of takes a little bit away
from
from...
the M. Night Shyamalan movie of animated movies.
Yes. So while I definitely enjoyed it and it was a very good experience, it was worth the wait. It isn't something that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to watch that a million times.
That's a good point.
It's not on my favorites list.
Hey, I really don't have anything to add to that. I liked it.
Wow, good job.
Yeah, you did well. I did like it. I enjoyed it. I don't think you're right. I don't think it's something I'll have on the rotation.
Right.
It's not incredible.
Where the first one is
yeah.
in our rotation.
It's not Zootopia. It's not.
Right.
So yeah, I really liked it. I thought the bad guys were unexpected and fun.
I agree.
I thought
it has a lot of great shock value.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but you're right. It wasn't phenomenal. And it doesn't have the best rewatchability factor. All right, next one up, August 3rd, Christopher Robin.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Oh, I loved that.
We all loved Christopher Robin. Our whole family loved it.
And you know what?
I think we went to see that opening weekend, right?
We
opening
did.
Night, maybe?
I think it was opening night.
We went to see it.
And I'll tell you what, I didn't know what to expect at all. I didn't really see a lot of previews. Like I did, I saw the usual ones that everyone saw, but I didn't watch like extra ones. So and it started slow.
Yeah, it did.
It's a slow start. So guys, it's a slow burn. So
you have little kids. And the movie starts slow. You start getting finicky.
We got nervous. You're like,
all right, it's going to pick up.
But within 15 minutes, it picked up and it never went back.
I agree.
And it was hysterical and heartwarming and just beautiful. And honestly, it was one of those feel-good movies that it was like a feel-great movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I left the theater just in the best mood and being like, this is amazing and life is wonderful. It really was awesome.
Yeah, it was. And
there isn't much bad to say about it.
It's just a funnier than I thought it would be.
Really funny.
Winnie the Pooh, Tigger had really funny lines.
And it was really true to the classic Pooh characters, who I'm not super attached to them, but I know so many people are.
A lot of people grew up with them, before our generation.
Exactly.
The 60s
and
all.
We missed it a little bit.
We didn't really have a lot of Winnie the Pooh stuff when we were growing up.
No.
It's funny because my sister has more of an attachment.
That's what I was going to say.
Because it was like
we
the
were just
generation before
between
us.
Yes.
And then there was nothing for a while. And then the generation after us really got into Winnie the Pooh.
So I'm not super, super attached, but of course I love them. But what I'm saying is I know enough about them to feel like this movie was super true to the Winnie the Pooh characters.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
They did a great job bringing them to life. And
they all had their personalities pretty solid.
Absolutely.
I thought it was really good. The voices were excellent.
Stole every scene he was in.
Yeah, Jim Cummings again stole everything. He's so good.
It was amazing.
I didn't realize it wasn't Tigger wasn't Jim Cummings in this one. They had somebody else play Tigger.
Oh, you told me that. I didn't realize that either.
And I didn't even notice it watching the movie.
Me neither.
I guess the guy they got was really good.
It was really good.
Because it sounded just like Jim Cummings. But yeah, again, I agree. Great movie.
Yeah.
That's something I'll rewatch a lot.
And I think me too. And I think that's underrated. I don't think people talked about that as
I agree.
much.
I agree. It got lost in the shuffle. There's a couple that I'm going to mention now, which I think made it get lost in the shuffle.
Go for it.
The Nutcracker and the Four Realms on November 2nd. Nobody saw it.
I don't think anyone did.
Who saw that movie?
No, and people love the Nutcracker.
So
it's a big deal.
You know who's in this movie?
No one.
Keira Knightley.
Really? Is
Morgan
she?
Freeman.
Oh,
Helen
I did not know
Mirren.
this. Who?
Helen Mirren.
Really?
Yeah, nobody knew that because nobody. It wasn't.
I just know that new young pretty girl, but I didn't know who she is.
That is Mackenzie Foy. I don't know her either. It wasn't marketed well at all.
No, I don't think it was.
I don't.
As soon as I saw the previews, I was like, "Oh, we're not seeing that."
Yeah,
I just dismissed it.
I don't see anybody who watched it.
No, I didn't.
I didn't know anybody who saw it.
Saw it.
I think it was a big flop in the box office. So really, that's all I have to say about it. That's all.
That was the next movie after Christmas.
That was the next one.
Wow.
Now the next one, a couple weeks later, November 21st, my 40th birthday.
Yay!
Ralph Breaks the Internet.
That's
Wreck-It
what everyone
Ralph
was
2.
excited for, right?
Yes. I really, really, really liked Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I really did too.
I didn't like it as much as the first one.
I agree completely with that.
I liked the first one more because I thought I liked the first one and the video game characters more because it had more nostalgia for me.
Absolutely. And
Like this one was much more modern day.
I agree.
Not as much throwback to the video games of our childhood. So the video
'Cause that
games now
wasn't the
were
point of it,
exactly
right?
no.
Like-
It was them getting out on the internet.
Right.
I know a lot of people had some problems with some of it, with the giant Ralph monster at the end. People didn't really get that thing.
Okay.
It was a little odd. There was
No,
like
it was.
2,000,
I think-
2 million Ralphs at once.
Yeah. No, speaking of rewatchability, I think that exact moment, like that big giant monster, that takes away a little bit from the rewatchability.
I agree.
For me, like I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with that guy again. Like I know I feel bad that he's insecure. Like I get it. We all feel that way.
Yeah,
but
the movie had a legit story.
It really
had a
did.
good storyline. It didn't do what a lot of sequels, especially animated sequels, do in just rehashing the plot.
no, you're right.
Telling the
That's what I
same
was gonna
jokes
say.
from the first
It
one.
didn't at all rely on the first one. It
No.
was a standalone.
It was.
For sure, it
It
could've
was. And it was
the
cool
first
to
one's
learn
better.
about. Yeah, the first one's better. It's cool to see Ralph and Vanellope's relationship kind of expanded on.
Absolutely. The only thing I would say that the movie really, really should have done is just had more of the princesses.
It's funny because it's such a part that everybody's like, that was the best part of the movie. And it probably was.
It undoubtedly.
So I
for
think
me
you're
was.
right. I think it would have, but it worked well for me with the other stuff. Like
I mean, it didn't need. I
the
just
Star Wars
we
references.
could have cut the Ralph monster and just had more princesses and been totally.
And the princesses end up saving the day at the end, which
Yeah,
is
of course
weird
they
because
do.
it was such a small part of the movie.
right.
Anyway, the movie's worth it. It's very,
No, it's
definitely
completely
worth seeing.
It's worth it just for the princess
Yeah,
part alone.
get it digitally, get it on demand.
It's a great movie.
It is. It's really, really good. Really funny. The jokes are
It's
very, very
really
funny. Some people had a problem with the darknet stuff, like when they go down to and the bad guys.
Okay.
Because the dark web is like a real thing
Oh,
where
okay.
like people can buy like illicit things. And
Oh, I
so
see.
a
what you
lot of
mean.
parents had a problem with it because they're like, well,
It was.
my kids shouldn't know about the dark
I
web.
see what you mean.
I didn't. I think that went right over our kids' heads.
Oh, it definitely did. 'Cause it went over my head.
Like, I get it. I love the little nods to the internet stuff, the pop-ups.
I thought that was really
I
cleverly
like, yeah,
done.
the learning how to make money on the internet on YouTube. I forget what they called it in this.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't use YouTube.
No, it was
they did
really
get
close.
the licenses for a lot of.
They did.
They had eBay and Amazon
They
and
did.
Twitter and Facebook, and they didn't get. YouTube.
I loved like the little people icons. Like
Yeah, that
That
were
was really cute.
They were the people that were on the internet.
Yeah, it
surfing.
was really well done.
Well done with that stuff. It was cool, and they would get in like the little like space cars and shoot them to the next website.
Yes.
That was cool. I thought it was well done.
it was.
All right, so moving on.
Oh, and
to-
all the unboxing stuff was
and
hilarious.
the go video with Ralph.
Yes.
was very, very funny.
Yeah, definitely see it. It's really funny.
Yeah, and I think I've read that a lot of teenagers really loved it.
Of course,
Because it was so much of their life.
Yeah, that's their
on
jam.
the internet now, like
Of course.
unboxing videos and YouTube.
It's
and
everything they love.
And Amazon and all that
And that's
stuff.
cool to have a movie like that really resonate with teenagers because
Yeah.
that doesn't happen that often.
Disney, they're good at that. They do
are.
a good job with that stuff. All right, so last one for the year, the last big one, December 22nd, Mary Poppins Returns.
I just had a little faint because I loved it.
So we didn't see it right away. We waited about a week, I think, right?
Yeah, we
Till
just had
we
too
saw
much
it.
going on, not on
Yeah,
purpose.
the holidays are crazy. So we had people in town, and it was going back and forth, and it was just insane.
Right.
But Mary Poppins Returns. You and I have talked about this. I don't think we haven't talked about this on a podcast, but I've talked to people online and Facebook and YouTube groups, not YouTube groups, Twitter. No, you know what I mean. Facebook groups. I don't know where
I knew what you meant.
You kids in the YouTubes. But I don't know. I think you feel the same exact way as I did. I loved Emily Blunt. Loved her. Thought she was great.
She was amazing.
Thought she brought her own personality and voice to Mary Poppins.
She was flawless. Her performance was flawless.
Yeah, she was also very true to the character.
And that is huge shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Just a huge ask.
Yeah.
That must have been so scary for her, honestly.
But she was confident and kicked butt. She was awesome.
I mean, I loved Emily Blunt before this, so I'm definitely, I had a lot of confidence too in her. But she didn't disappoint.
Yeah, she blew it out of the water.
She did.
How do you say Lynn's name?
Lin-Manuel
Manuel.
Miranda.
I always want to say Manuel. Lin-Manuel
People
Miranda.
say Lin-Manuel a lot.
Yeah. Who, by the way, I'm still waiting to hear back from on Twitter. I still didn't.
I'm biased with him too because I'm completely in love with him.
Well, I just was waiting for him to take the podcast interview. He didn't take it, so.
Phil doesn't feel any resentment at all.
Little jaded. Nah, he's an awesome dude, and I knew I was taking a shot in the dark.
He was the busiest person ever.
We made a shot. We took a shot. I took my best shot. That's like he says, right? Not throwing away my shot? No.
Yes, that's how he says it.
I know what he said. I know the show. So anyway, I thought he was really good. I thought he did a Dick Van Dyke impression the entire movie.
Right.
Which I said to you before.
You did.
His accent's bad. It's just like Dick Van Dyke's in the original.
It's pretty bad, you guys. I mean, and because I knew that he was going to get a lot of flack, right? Like, there was no way that every person said Emily Blunt was amazing. Nobody had a problem with her. There was no way that every person was going to be like, oh, that Puerto Rican, guy that created Hamilton was perfect in this role. I knew that not everyone would think that. I loved him. But yes, I agree. His accent was tough.
He just did the Cockney like Dick Van Dyke.
But I will say, because we were just talking about this, I will say what you said, how Dick Van Dyke is like wide-eyed and just so like excited and just a happy-go-lucky guy. Like he got that down pat.
Yeah, that's what he tried to do.
I love his singing. I love his singing anyway.
I thought his singing was really good. I liked the one song that they did when they were in the animated world.
That was my favorite.
And it was almost like a Hamilton-esque
yes,
rap.
I was like passing out.
Yeah, they obviously wrote that especially for him.
Clearly.
So he could show off his rapping chops a little bit.
He did wonderful.
I thought that was really cool.
And I loved his dancing. And I loved I think his acting was great. And I know a lot of people said like in Hamilton that he was an overactor. So I was a little worried about that, but I didn't think he was an overactor.
I thought he was. I thought he overacted.
I guess maybe, but I thought maybe it was appropriate.
But I mean, Dick Van Dyke overacted the entire movie.
Right.
In
so I
guess
it
in
fit
the 60s.
well.
So yeah,
right.
it was funny. Like Mary Poppins in general is a very kind of believable character in both movies.
She is. And she's so understated.
Yeah.
For everything that she is.
Yeah. But anyway, I really liked it. The music. I really liked the movie.
I still really
love
want
the characters.
people to see it. I don't want people to blow it off because I think it was good enough. I agree that the music wasn't great.
And here's my argument. The Sherman Brothers didn't write the music.
Exactly.
The Sherman Brothers.
It's not their fault.
They have written the most iconic songs of our lifetimes, of my parents' lifetimes.
Right.
I mean, think about what they've written, right? They've written, There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. They've written your song, Now's the Time. But it's not called Now's the Time. What's it called? The Time of Our Lives. Best Time of Our Lives. They've written It's a Small World.
Right.
They've written, Heffalumps and Woozles. They've written...
Yeah, they're all the classics.
The soundtrack from Snoopy Come Home.
I know. That was a big one.
Fundamental friend dependability.
Yes.
Fundamental friend dependability.
Like, who else could write that?
Right. Spoonful of Sugar. Supercalifragilistic, Feed the Birds, your favorite song. You and Alexa, neither of you like that song.
Alexa was like, please tell me that song is not going to be in the new one.
Right. They've written the best songs of our generation. So you put a Mary Poppins movie out that doesn't have them writing the songs, and the songs aren't going to be as good.
It's almost like, as if they shouldn't have put songs in.
I agree. It's like when they did the Star Wars, which I forget which Star Wars movie, maybe Rogue, I think it was Rogue One, and John Williams didn't do the music.
Right.
Well, it's not the same. Listen, I really enjoyed Rogue One. I thought the movie was very, very good. I thought the music was fine.
Right.
But it wasn't John Williams.
It was noticeably missing something.
Yeah. It was noticeably missing that score. And it wouldn't, and that's why I'm so excited that John Williams is doing the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge soundtrack.
Oh, good.
All the music you'll hear when you're walking through that land, he wrote.
That's exciting.
Very exciting. All right, let's move on to all right, so we're a little behind schedule. So let's move on to, here's what I want to do next, okay?
I'm ready.
We thought about doing TV. I think we'd be here all day talking about TV.
I agree.
Nobody cares. Nobody really wants to know about the TV stuff, and you and I don't watch enough TV.
That's true.
Speak intelligently about it. So let's go to, this is Cue the Sad Music. Do 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 do. No, that
was
was
just random set music?
no. It was When Somebody Loved Me.
It
When
was.
somebody loved me, everything was beautiful. It's Jesse, man.
No, I get it.
No, I know. All
get
right. God, nobody. I always think you're the one that gets me, and you don't.
I just got it.
So here's what I was gonna say. We're gonna do the in memoriam section.
Okay.
For the 9 Walt Disney World attractions that we lost forever.
Okay, I'm ready.
In 2018. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Let's start with From Tomorrowland, the attraction that really no one is ever going to miss. Stitch's Great Escape.
No, I don't think many people will miss it.
Gone forever.
I got what it was trying to do, but I know it didn't go over well.
It was an extraterrestrial encounter.
Right.
If you're not that attraction and you're in that theater, you're toast.
Agree.
And it had promise. It had a neat premise.
It did.
It didn't work.
You're
And
right.
literally, it didn't work. Like, half the times you went in there and the guns weren't working. And
Right.
So that's gone. Number 2, the Circle of Life and Environmental Fable.
I actually like that.
Do, 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 do. Is now gone. The last day of operation was February 3rd, 2018 for that one. Discovery Island Carnival. Did you ever even know
No, I
that
did not.
existed? It was a little character show in Dinoland. I mean, not in Dinoland, I'm sorry. Yeah, it started there, and then it went over to Discovery Island. I had the guys from the Three Caballeros, Donald Duck, a couple other people.
Oh, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, no one's really ever heard of it. It wasn't an official show,
Okay.
but they stopped doing it. Number 4, rest in peace. Disney Junior live on stage.
I know, and I mean,
I knew you'd be a little sad about that one.
I am a little sad, but I don't really care because the new one is going to be amazing.
So it's open
and-
now. The
Right,
new one opened.
is amazing. So I'm okay with it. I mean, you can't keep the same exact thing. To be honest, as long as there were still Disney Junior characters, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
I just think Disney Junior is such a big part of so many kids' lives and so many parents' lives that you have to have it somewhere represented in the park.
Right.
But I love the way they represented in the new party.
So that one now, it's a little different, the one in Disney World than the one that was in Disneyland.
But I mean, I get the idea.
The new one has Mickey and the Roast Racers, Doc McStuffins, Lion Guard, and Vampirina.
Right, Vampirina.
Out in California when we were out there, they didn't have Vampirina yet.
You're right.
I don't know if they put her in the show out there yet. I'm not sure. She may have just been
They
bumped
had
up into the
Sophia,
show.
They don't have her.
No, Sophia is dropped.
I guess because, Sophia stopped.
Yeah, they're not making the show anymore.
Right.
So, rest in peace. Disney Junior live on stage. Bring on the Disney Junior dance party.
No, I mean, it's so fun.
It's a
I
fun
haven't
show.
seen the same one, but
It's fun.
really fun.
It's fun. No
It gets-
puppets, more characters, lots of video screens.
I mean, it gets
but
all the kids up and moving and watching their favorite characters.
gotta burn
and-
off some of that sugar somehow. Burn off those churros.
Yes, exactly.
At the dance party.
Listen to the music. Like, it's just good. And I think it's probably better in some ways than the Disney Junior show in that all the kids wanted to get up and dance during the Disney Junior
I
show.
agree.
And they weren't really allowed to.
They didn't really let you get up and dance. It's
So I
funny.
feel like this
They
is
got
better.
really strict on that as the years went
They
on.
got so strict. you guys.
When our kids were really little,
They all
were
danced.
encouraged to get up and dance.
They were.
But then they made a change, and then they were like, "Sit down." Everybody's like yelling at you.
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
coming out with the bullwhips
We got
and
yelled
whipping
at
your
all
kids.
the time. So this
That
is
one
better,
cast
I
member,
think.
Bob. Remember he pushed Alexa on the ground? That never happened. Amy's face is like, "What?"
I was like, did I forget?
She was like, "I wasn't there for that one."
Did I
No,
break a
there's
bone?
no character named or cast member named Bob that pushed anyone. Just going for a bad joke. All right. Next one. At Hollywood Studios in the back of Walt Disney's One Man Stream. What's it called now? Walt Disney. I forget. I don't even know the name of it anymore. But the Star-Lord and Groot character meet and greet
Oh yeah,
was closed.
That's a bummer because
Did you ever get to do that?
No.
It was cool. Groot was very fun. All I did was say
Right.
I am Groot. It was very little, just moved around a little bit. It was a kind of a puppet. Didn't do a whole lot.
Right.
Star-Lord, it's fine. Wasn't Chris Pratt,
Right.
so
It's hard to do.
yeah.
That's a hard one to live up to.
It is hard.
It is. No, it is.
When you have a princess or a prince playing an
Right.
animated character, easy, right?
Absolutely.
Because they look like the animated character. The real person, the real character looks like the animated character.
Right.
When you have a person play a person, who's on screen, it's tough.
It's a really tough ask.
It's tough. The voice is different. The face is different. Everything's different. So yeah, especially like I said, I already said that I like Chris Pratt a lot in the show.
But he is definitely an iconic character.
Yeah, and he's very he's got a very unique sense of humor.
He does.
So to have, if you've ever seen him on Parks and Rec, you know how kind of wacko he is. But it was a neat idea.
Yeah, but I get why.
And they were, capitalizing on the whole Groot thing and Baby Groot being very popular. But that's gone. So sorry. The next one, number 6, Captain Jack's Sparrow's pirate tutorial is now.
Oh yeah, I actually liked that too. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, so Disney's been cutting a lot of the live action kind of, or the live meet and greets and stuff out. This wasn't even a meet and greet.
About. I mean,
the live shows. Those. Yeah, I mean, that was a fine show. I think over the years, it's been there since 2006. So
that's a long time.
So over the last few years, it hasn't drawn as much of a crowd.
Right. I mean, that's a lot of years.
Like I remember when we were there years ago, 2008, going, and I mean, there was 100 people lined up outside that little stage near Pirates. Last couple of years, it hasn't been.
I agree.
So, plus the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are kind of in a rearview mirror now. The last couple weren't very good. And now the rumor is they're going to reboot the franchise with the Redhead.
Yes. I think we said this last podcast.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting what they do with that. Next one, Rafiki's Planet Watch. But here's the thing. I've heard it was going forever,
right?
But it's not going forever. It's seasonal, so I don't even know why it's on this list.
Oh, that's
this isn't my list, so it shows you how much research I did. I didn't look at the last page.
That's really funny.
That's coming back. That's not going to be. That's going to be seasonal.
Disregard.
So that's still going to be there. So forget number 7.
You do not have to sing the Jesse.
The real number 7. Move it, shake it, dance, and play it.
I love that.
Last day of operation was December 1st.
I love that.
So that is now gone. It is replaced. It will be replaced. Sorry, by the Move It, Shake It, Mouska Dance It Street Party.
Well, that's cool then.
It's the same darn thing. So yeah, it's not that big.
They got to keep it fresh. I get it.
I know they just changed the song and changed the floats a little bit and the characters, but it's basically the same thing.
That's fine. I'm cool with it.
Number 9, and a big one this year that just closed a week or so ago. Mickey's Backyard Barbecue.
Oh, I didn't realize that was
Fort
closing.
Wilderness. Yeah, because they're putting in the new hotel over there.
Always said we would go, and we never did.
Nope, and our kids will be disappointed forever. So that is now closed. All right, so now let's go into what happened in the parks this year.
Because there was a lot.
We're going to start off. I'm going to start backwards. So we're going to start off at Animal Kingdom and work our way to Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm looking at the list. Okay, so the new show, why am I not speaking? Donald's Dino Bash at Animal Kingdom and Dinoland USA is a show that Donald goes kind of back in time to find its ancestors who were dinosaurs.
Oh, how fun.
Do you even know that this show existed?
No, but it sounds awesome.
So it's in Dinoland. It has Daisy, Goofy, Pluto, Launchpad, and Chip and Dale dressed as dinosaurs.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is a new show that debuted
that sounds good.
in Dinoland. So that's kind of, I have to think, anything that they're doing in the parks right now, like little shows like that, are kind of just to draw people as we're waiting for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to open.
Of course.
The next one that opened, the Caravan Theater in Asia in Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
We lost the bird show.
Right.
The, what the heck was it called before? Flights of Wonder. And Up a Great Bird Adventure show opened.
Oh, wait. Did we see it?
We did not see it.
We were going to.
We could not give a review. But here's my problem with the Up Bird Adventure show. Kevin is not in the show.
What?
So you get Doug and you get Russell.
Well, why do they have
no Kevin?
Up Bird Adventure show without the bird?
I know. Exactly right. Listen, I'm a jolly when it comes to Disney, right? Disney a jolly. Disney can kind of do no wrong for me.
That's true.
Put Kevin in the show. Even if Kevin is off to the side and doesn't move a lot.
Just have him
He's got to be there. I don't understand how he's not in the show.
Oh, wait. Kevin's a girl.
I meant. It's kind of hard to remember when
It's Kevin.
They call the bird Kevin the entire time. She's a mom. That's right. Kevin, the girl bird, is
Put her
not
in
the
there.
show. Put her in the show. She deserves to be in the show.
I agree.
It's a show about birds.
And up.
And up. She should be in there. All right. Another thing that happened, not a whole lot happened at Disney's Animal Kingdom this year. The third thing that happened at Animal Kingdom was the first hippo in 13 years was born in Disney's
Oh,
Animal Kingdom.
right. That was a big deal.
Augustus, who weighed in at 168 pounds when he was born in January.
That's insane.
So yeah, you can see him, baby Augustus. The mom is Tuma. No, it's not a Tuma. I laughed at my own joke.
You did. That's why I love toys.
Now I'm never going to see that mom's name without saying it like that.
Like I laughed initially because it was funny, and
then I
you
laughed.
So.
So baby Augustus and mom, it's not a Tuma, can be seen either on Kilimanjaro Safari or in the hippo viewing area of the, what is it called? Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
So, hey, man, hippos. You gotta love hippos. By the way, did you know that hippos kill more people in Africa than any other animal by year?
Do you know why I know that? Because you told me that a lot of times.
Well, I think it's interesting.
No, it is interesting.
Like, people think it's like a lion
No, it's definitely
or some
surprising.
kind of, hyena.
It's unexpected.
Or an
I'll give you
elephant,
that.
like stomping people.
Yes.
No, it's hippos. And they don't eat meat. They're vegetarians.
You've also talked about this.
But they're crazy animals. This is why when I see somebody climbing over something at the zoo,
Oh, I know.
you're like, what are you doing, you maniac?
It's a little crazy. I agree.
Like, why would you? Anyway, there's so many people that do that, like on a yearly basis.
So many people.
Like, what are you doing?
Why would you do that?
I just wanted to
And
get
then they get all mad.
I wanted to get a picture of the hippo. What do you mean? Buy a zoom lens. They're not that expensive. It's better than losing your life.
True.
Anyway, let's see. Hollywood Studios.
Or get a GoPro and watch on there.
Or just go on YouTube.
Yes.
Put on your headphones. You get pretty surround sound of the hippo. It's your fun.
Anyway, move on.
So Disney Hollywood Studios 30th anniversary is coming up. Moving over to Hollywood Studios. And there was an announcement of a new nighttime show coming to Hollywood Studios. The Wonderful World of Imagination is going to start when is it going to start? In May of 2019.
It's not replacing Fantasmic, though, right?
No, it's going to be in front of the Chinese Theater.
Okay.
So that will be a magical journey
sounds fun.
through over 90 years of Disney animation. That'll be really cool. The promo shots have Mickey, Vanellope, Wreck-It Ralph, Sleeping Beauty, Bambi, Little Mermaid, Lion King.
Oh,
So it's
that's
going to be
great.
it's a fireworks nighttime laser show,
I'm into
projection show at Hollywood Studios. So that should be very fun.
That's cool.
Of course, the announcement was made that at the end of the fall in 2019, Star Wars: A Galaxy's Edge is opening in Hollywood Studios. I know you were so excited.
No one's excited about that.
No one
in
is
the
excited.
world.
You know what's funny is I think the reason Disney put out their free dining offer for this summer
Yes, no, I
instead of for
completely
the
agree
fall
with this.
is because people weren't booking because they were
waiting.
waiting until Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens.
I couldn't
to
agree
go.
more.
I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan and you've seen the concept art and then you've seen the pictures
Right.
from Disneyland of the Millennium Falcon and all that, who could blame you for not wanting to go this summer?
Right.
It looks amazing.
It really does.
It looks incredible. When I heard about it at first, I don't know about you, I was like, all right. Like, I was more excited about it being in Walt Disney World and Hollywood Studios than Disneyland. Because I didn't think it fits at Disneyland. Honestly, I still don't think it fits there.
I agree.
I just don't think, it's like Tomorrowland, Main Street USA, Adventureland, Star Wars Land. Like,
Right.
it doesn't,
No, I get
it
it.
just doesn't fit. I think it fits better at in California Adventure.
It definitely does.
But they didn't have the room over there. They
No,
were
they
going
just
to
had too much going
they're
on.
going to tear out Bugs Land and put in a Marvel Land.
Right.
So I get it that's where it was going
I
to go.
get it too.
I don't love that it's going there, but it looks amazing.
It really does.
I mean, You are going to get to fly the Millennium Falcon. Fly it.
I know.
The fastest ship in the galaxy.
Honestly, like all kidding aside, it's a huge deal for like pretty much every generation, right? There's no generation that doesn't know or care about Star Wars.
I have clients, seriously, and I'm not even kidding around, that are in their 80s.
Oh, of course.
That I've heard from. They're so excited.
That's what I mean.
Because they were in their
Every generation.
40s or late 30s when Star Wars came out.
Right.
And
They
they
saw it in
went
the
to see
movie
it.
theater.
And now they're like, yeah, I want to live that. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You get to fly the Millennium Falcon. You get to go on like an escape pod and try to get away from the First Order and the other attraction.
It's going to be the biggest thing.
Did you see the cockpit for the Millennium Falcon?
No, but
It looks just...
guys, he's so excited.
It just looks just like the movie.
His face is lit up the same way it was when like one of his children was born.
No, the cockpit looks just like the movie. Now, there's 6 seats in it. There should only be 4.
Oh, no.
But I'm just saying. But, you know, you have to take some artistic, what word am I looking for? Licenses. License.
What's
When you're
happening?
creating,
He's so excited.
when you're creating an attraction because you have to have, there has to be capacity, right?
Right.
You got to get people through it. And I don't know how they're going to do it. I do know that you are going to be able to walk through the ship, the Millennium Falcon. I don't know if the queue is going to wind you through there. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be, is the queue itself will walk you through the outside, the ship that we see, and then the attraction will be in those mountains back there.
That makes sense, right?
And I assume it's going to be kind of like a mission space where there are 4 mission space. I think it's 4 people a pod, where there'll be 6 people a pod.
Right.
And it's not going to be a central foods attraction, but it'll be something like that where they're running a ton of vehicles at once.
They have to be.
Because with only 6 people per vehicle, it's going to have to be like
It has to be
in and out, in and out, in and out.
Exactly.
But I'm so excited. The Rise of the First Order attraction looks awesome. You're in a little pod, think Spider-Man at Universal Orlando, right? That kind of vehicle where you sit in a thing and you drive through a battle. You're trying to escape from the First Order.
That's really
and there are
cool.
Imperial walkers over top of you.
That's amazing.
Inside, and you have to go through them. And there are all these audio animatronic stormtroopers shooting at you. And Kylo Ren is going to be, I think, in audio animatronic form in the attraction. It is going to be awesome. Both of these attractions I've heard are, the problem is that Millennium Falcon they're saying is going to be a slow load. So that's going to be a problem. The other one, you can get a lot of people
that's going to
through.
be tough.
The lines for the Millennium Falcon attraction
It's gonna be
are going to be
nuts.
insane.
Yeah.
I'm glad Disneyland's getting it first, and we'll get to see it this summer when we're out there
Right.
at Disneyland.
By the way, this is not a year in review because this is for this.
I know.
He got distracted.
But it was announced, the opening date was announced, which is what this is.
Right. No, I totally
It
get
was
that.
announced that late fall 2019 is when it was
Loophole.
coming. So, and yeah, Loophole was right. So
And it's your show.
it is mine. I mean, it has my name on it. It does. So yeah, but I'm so excited about it. As you can tell, I'm thrilled. I can't wait for it to open. I can't wait for the interaction of the characters. I can't wait to be walking around the land, and my magic band lets characters in the land know if I'm a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I can't wait for the Star Wars Hotel. Take my money now. I'm staying there. I don't care. I have to for the sake of research. I think I can write that off as a business expense.
Probably.
I can't wait. I mean, I'm so excited for it. All right. We should move on because I could talk about it all day.
Yeah, he would too.
We also, for Hollywood Studios, got new information from Bob Chapek. What?
Go ahead.
Looking at me kind of funny.
What?
You're looking at me funny. Why?
No, just go on. I'm just waiting for. Did we talk? about
We're going to
this?
get there. We're going to get there.
Okay.
We're getting there. It's a big review we're getting to.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I reviewed that with the kids. Did you even review that with me?
No.
That's why you need to just keep your pants on. Keep your girdle on. We're getting there. Don't women wear girdles anymore?
No.
Is that a thing?
No, it's Spanx.
What's a Spanx?
You know what Spanx are. Does he seriously not know what Spanx are, you guys?
Are they the pants that you wear, like under your pants?
We'll talk about this after the podcast.
Spanx doesn't sound appropriate to talk about on the show.
It's not.
It's not family friendly. All right, so let's go on. Excuse me. We got more
By the way,
details.
all the girls who are listening right now are dying at this.
We should have named our dog Spanx. All right, so going. You're gonna have to explain to me what that is. They're like tights, right?
No.
They're not tights.
I'll just talk to you later.
All right. Okay. So Bob Chapek in November at there was a Destination D event. It was celebrating Mickey Mouse's 90th birthday. Okay. Which, by the way, I'm not going to bring up because it was a TV show, but happy 90th birthday to Mickey as well.
Yeah, totally.
I did a whole show on that, but
did you?
Mickey also turned 90 this year. But new information came out about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway attraction.
Oh, that looks awesome.
That, of course, has replaced the Great Movie Ride. Right. So, listen. We should put the Oscars music in here.
Oh, that would be awesome.
In memoriam music.
Yes.
I'm not going to remember to do that when I edit this.
No, but that would be cool.
Right now, the listener's like, oh, that would be cool. And then I'm like, man, it's not going to happen. I'm going to forget. But I'm a pro, but I'm not that good. Sometimes I remember that stuff.
Yeah.
So I do this without a pen and paper. What I really should do is have a pen and paper write this stuff down.
That's really true.
So then later I can be like, oh yeah, I said I would do that, but I'm not. Maybe next week.
You got a dog.
It's a New Year's resolution. So we found out that this attraction is going to be an all new original story, taking guests on a journey inside the zany and wacky world of the Emmy Award winning Mickey Mouse cartoon shorts. So it's.
I mean, I can't wait.
People were upset that it's not
I understand.
the Mickey Mouse Club Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Mickey.
No, I get
or
that.
the Mickey and the Roadster Racers Mickey. It's very much a throwback to the Mickey of the 40s.
But
30s.
I think that's what makes it so cool, because if it's replacing, Great Movie Ride, that was a throwback as well.
Oh, good idea. That's actually a really good comment.
Oh, just assumed that's.
I just thought it was because it was a little more timeless.
Yeah, that's
like it's classic. It's a little classic,
and it's more inclusive of not just a younger audience.
Right. So the rumor is they're going to do 4D, which really we don't really understand what that is. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a really cool show.
I think it's
a really cool attraction. So I'm really excited about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway coming in late 2019. We don't know exactly when this year it's coming.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm excited about it.
As of right now, it's Disney, so things
Sometimes
can change.
Things change.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. This is the one that you wanted to talk about a minute ago. Of course, this year in June, Toy Story Land opened finally to the public.
You guys, it's so awesome. It's so awesome.
So let me get your review on it first, because you didn't get to review it when I did the show with the kids.
Right.
So what's your review?
So, to be honest with you, from the second, I feel like it's one of those lands that from the second you walk in, it sets itself apart, right? You do feel like you are truly entering a different land. They do such a great job. They shrink you down to toy size, and you really do feel like you're toy size, because you see Andy's footprints, from his shoes that are huge. So you're like, oh, good job making me the size of a toy. And just everything about it, just the colors and the, every single area, everything about it is a toy, right? It is in the shape of a toy. The benches are, what are the benches? They're like crayon.
Some are Tinker Toys, some are popsicle sticks.
Yes, right. That's what I mean. It's
the popsicle sticks with the different colors are really cool.
Yes. Just those, how everyone says, like, the magic of Disney's in the details. Those details in that land are some of the best details I've seen in a long time.
Agree.
In Disney. I just think, they built it up. They said it was going to be unbelievable, and I don't feel like they disappointed at all. I will say, and I know you look like you're going to say it, so I'll say they don't have enough inside.
Agreed.
It's really, really, really hot. We went in June.
We were in July.
And it was just, there wasn't enough shade. So we ended up going.
We found the poor merchandise cart with the poor cast member. We were sitting under her umbrella.
I was like, do you care if we sit here? She was so nice. But that is tough.
It was just a few weeks old, and it was super busy.
It was so busy.
But yeah, you're right.
So happy.
There's not enough shade, not enough air conditioning.
That's the only drawback. But everything
it's
else
like they built the design. They designed the land for California, not for Florida.
Yes, that's a really good way to say it.
We have a lot of sun in Florida.
Yeah,
a lot of heat, a lot of humidity.
Super hot.
So you got something going on your phone is more important?
Nothing's more important than this.
Amy, what I love is when we do the podcast, I've done a lot of these, right? So my phone is nowhere near me. I'm not on my phone. Amy, from time to time, glances down and has to take a text in the middle of recording. So I agree with I I think they do a phenomenal job.
They really do.
You go through the land, you go through the archway, whatever you want to call it, and you're shrunk down to the size of a toy.
Don't you feel like you're in the movie?
And you're the right size, which is crazy.
I know.
Like, but you're the size of an army man.
Right.
Because it makes sense, because the army men walk around the land.
They're the ones who walk around.
So Buzz Lightyear is much bigger than you.
Right.
When
Oh,
you
Buzz
see the
Lightyear's
character.
humongous.
Right. The roller coasters are big. The lunchbox Andy's lunchbox is much bigger than you.
Yes.
Because you're the size of a Green Army man.
Again, because that was outside.
Yeah. Like, they should have.
And to be
I don't know how they could have done it, but I feel like almost like if they built Andy's lunchbox like they built Satuli Canteen in Animal
That's
Kingdom,
how they should have done it.
then the land would be completely different.
I totally agree.
Do it as a quick service, inside air conditioning, real silverware kind of restaurant, and the land is 100% hit.
I'm totally in
But
agreement.
yeah, it's just I don't know when I'll eat there because I'm gonna have to go in the off season.
And I'm going to tell you guys
because
one thing.
it's too hot.
Right. Listen, we went not even a month after it opened, right? So if you go to a new land in Disney World and there's a place to eat, you don't expect to get anywhere near it. I don't even know if there was anyone there eating. There might have been one person
there really
ordering
wasn't.
food.
There weren't many people.
Maybe. And that is saying something.
Now, they
That's
changed
saying-
over the holidays. The holidays, the lines were like an hour long because it was cool enough
Because
to
it
wait
was
in line.
cool, right? No, I don't think that has anything to do with the menu. The menu to me sounds unbelievable.
Although they did have to take some things off because...
Well, that was because people were making substitutions.
Exactly, right.
But I mean, the sound of the menu was great. It's just that it was so hot that I would never have dreamed of.
Yeah, so again,
Sitting
it's a
out
great land, great visuals, really fun. The new entrance to Toy Story Mania, I loved.
I love
that they took
that
away the
too.
word Midway. Now it's just Toy Story Mania.
Yes,
so I don't
love
have
that
to
too.
try to say Midway every time. I love that it's the queue itself is awesome.
It's unbelievable.
It's 90% inside. There's a little outdoor part
That's
of
the
the queue.
best part.
Yeah. Alien swirling saucers.
You guys,
A
now
lot
I'm
of fun.
so excited for Alien Swirling Saucers, and I was not disappointed.
Yeah,
That
ton of
is
fun.
amazing.
It's a clone to the Mater ride out in California
Which is
Adventure.
one of my favorites.
Which is it doesn't look like much from the line or
No,
from
that's
outside.
what's so great about
And when
it.
you ride it, you're really surprised. A, by how fast it is.
Right.
And B, by how much fun it is. I was crushing kids. Like, I had Zoe on one side of me
too.
and Alexa on the other side of me. And every time you hit a corner, I was trying to keep my body weight off them. But you turn so fast,
Absolutely.
you just crush them.
I dare
They were
you-
screaming, laughing.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. I dare you to go on that attraction and not laugh. I
know you
dare
just laugh the whole time.
It's not happening.
It's so funny.
All you do is laugh. It's hilarious.
It's really
and they're
fun.
playing. It's really cool because they play speeded up versions of all the songs
The
from
Toy Story music. Yeah.
Which I didn't expect that.
I
It was
missed-
so well done.
I missed a little of the original music from the Mater Junkyard Jamboree.
Yes.
I missed the music because it's Larry the Cable Guy singing all original
Oh
songs.
yeah, that is really
out
funny.
in California. It's really cool. But yeah, I liked the music. I thought it was really cool.
I thought that was a well done.
Again, Toy Story Mania Midway. No, it's not Midway. Toy Story Mania is the same attraction, better queue.
But it's just better.
And
yeah.
now we have Mr. Potato Head back, which is a lot of fun.
Mr. Potato
Who
Head
made fun of
is
you
amazing.
in line, which is really fun.
Of course.
He caught you and said something to you. And
I think I
that was
had
cool.
like 2 pairs of sunglasses or something.
You had your glasses.
Oh, I had my glasses on.
On,
'cause I was
and
so
then-
nervous about
Yeah, and then your sunglasses on your head. And he made a joke
He was
about
like,
that.
look how fancy you are. You
Yeah.
have to have sunglasses or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to have 2 pairs of
Your
glasses.
hair has sunglasses or something. It was
Yes,
funny.
that's what it was. My hair has sunglasses.
So then we go to one that you didn't do, which was
Right.
Slinky Dog Dash.
I'm so bummed.
And I didn't expect a ton from it.
No, you didn't.
I was like, all right, let's go fun, cute Barnstormer Kids Roller Coaster.
But it's really
I
good,
kept,
right?
Well, I kept hearing Barnstormer, between Barnstormer and Big Thunder Mountain.
Right.
I'll tell you what, man, it's really good.
It's great, right?
Really fun. Like, even though I broke my gimbal, my camera.
that's right.
I was a dummy. I tried to take
was a dummy.
I tried to ride the attraction on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
And I hit a corner and it spun the gimbal out and broke it. But it's weird because I've used the gimbal on Splash Mountain, on Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, you
on
have.
Tower of Terror, on Guardians of the Galaxy, but it didn't make
Slinky
it.
Dog
through
did it in.
You know what it is? Slinky Dog's really smooth.
Right.
But
It's
the turns
fast,
are
right?
fast.
Yes.
And the ups and downs are really
Now,
fast.
is it really short?
It's pretty short.
Okay.
But
I
it's-
just didn't know.
It's pretty short. It's got a small footprint in Toy Story Land. I didn't love the look of it when I first saw it because I was
Right.
like, I don't know, this thing like covers over your head the entire land. But it makes sense when you get there.
Okay.
Because it's Andy built this roller coaster.
People love it.
Andy built it with his bare hands in his backyard. So when you look at it from that perspective, you're like, oh, now I get it. And when you walk through the land and you see Andy's footprints everywhere,
right?
You're like, oh yeah, now it makes sense.
It makes sense.
But I couldn't believe how much I liked it. There's two different launches, slow, not very fast launches, but it's really, really fun. At one point, I had Zoe on it with me,
right?
Who was 5.
She loved it.
Loved it. Screamed and laughed the whole time. And I think was reacting to me because a couple points you go sideways.
Oh, right.
Because you have the harness goes over your legs and holds you in
That's cool
pretty tight.
because you don't do that a whole lot.
But there's no shoulder harness.
Right.
So when you go sideways, I grabbed Zoe. I was like, she's going to fall out. And I grabbed her and held her so tight.
Was she cracking
She was
up?
dying laughing. But yeah, it's surprisingly really, really good.
Oh, I'm so glad because that was, I think that got a lot of flack too. Even before it, but as you said, like when people saw the pictures of it, they were like,
Disney toned it down. And
right.
We had this great roller coaster they were going to put in there and they cheaped out on it and they didn't
really
throw the money. No,
right?
it's really good. And I tell everybody, I've been telling clients lately, it doesn't look like much, but when you ride it, it's so much fun.
And I'll make this suggestion because we should have done this. I will say, if you go when it's, the weather is good, definitely eat at Andy's Lunchbox. But if it's really, really warm or if it's really raining, just go grab it and bring it somewhere. We should have really brought that food somewhere.
You know what it was? It's kind of a walk from there to the next inside
Yeah,
place.
that's true.
I guess your next place is like ABC Commissary, so you have to walk out on land.
True.
I don't know. This is me. All right, so let's move on because we're.
But it's
we still have 2 more parks to cover.
Okay.
So during 2018, we learned that 2019. This is an announcement made in 2018.
Again.
That 2019 will be the last year for Illuminations.
Oh, bummer.
It'll run through the summer of this year, and then it will be replaced by a new nighttime spectacular. I wasn't bummed.
I know.
I really enjoy the show.
Run.
It's been around forever.
No, it's amazing.
It's been around since the late 90s.
It's been around forever.
It's time.
No, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to what Epcot's going to be.
Right.
In the future, lots of good changes coming to Epcot. Lots of fun things are going to be happening there. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's losing its vision. It's losing its vision. Guess what? Or losing Walt Disney's vision. Walt Disney's vision wasn't Epcot, the theme park.
No, I know.
Imagineers made that up.
Absolutely.
That wasn't Walt's.
No.
Walt had an idea for a city.
Completely
he sketched
different.
it out. He sketched it out on a napkin on the week before he passed away.
Right.
The city was Progress Land. The city was the model on the second floor of Carousel of Progress from the World's Fair. The city, he drew the napkin. He said when he was for lack of better word, being a little morbid, while he was lying on his deathbed,
right.
literally looking up at the holes in the ceiling of the hospital.
Crazy.
He said he could see Epcot, the city, all laid out for him in the ceiling.
Isn't that unbelievable how creative minds like that work?
Amazing. But that's not what the Imagineers built.
No.
I've talked to Bob Gurr about this
Right.
several times. I talked to him in person when he and I were kind of just hanging out and didn't have the recorder on. When Walt passed away, the Imagineers stalled on Epcot. Nobody knew what to do because he was the driving force. He was the guy. It was his idea. It was all in his brain. So when he died, no one knew what to do with it.
Right.
So that's why it didn't open until 1982.
That makes sense.
Walt died in 1966.
Right.
So it didn't open for 16 years because nobody knew what to do with it. So I don't have a problem with Epcot changing.
Me neither.
And not only was it not Walt's park, it was 2 different parks. It was World Showcase and Future World that one day they were having a meeting and Marty Sklar and a couple other guys, what's his name? The guy that, John, I forget his name. He's a Disney legend. I know you're not going to know his name.
I don't
John
know.
Hench. They pushed the 2 models together,
right.
painted them together, make it look like one model, and sold Epcot Center as one model, when in reality it was 2 different parks they were working on.
Different parks.
So it's not Walt's park.
Right.
It's not.
So
it never was.
No, you're
so
right.
I don't like saying, oh, you're losing Walt's vision. You're not.
No, you're not.
You're not.
You never had the Walt.
If they turned Magic Kingdom into Sesame Place, then you're losing Walt's vision.
Right, because that was
he came
Walt's
up with
park.
Disneyland, and
Right.
it's a bigger, badder Disneyland. So badder, I mean badder like in the Michael Jackson sense of the word.
We got it.
So anyways, okay. So you're losing Illuminations. I'm okay with it.
I love it, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I trust that it's going to be great.
And so also during the D23 Destination D event, Ratatouille, the new Ratatouille attraction, got a new name. It's going to be called Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
That's going to be awesome. When does that come out?
That is this year. Forget when. I'm not looking at the date here.
That's okay. That's super fun.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great.
The Disneyland Paris version is awesome. If you look at it online on YouTube, I'm really excited about it.
I think that's really cool that they're doing Ratatouille.
I do too. And I think they need to breathe some life into Future World.
I totally agree with it.
World Showcase.
I know what you meant.
Listen, the original plans for World Showcase included attractions.
Right.
People are really upset. They're like, we can't put IP in there. The original plans had a Mount Fuji roller coaster going in Japan. There was
which makes sense.
A Rhine River cruise going into Germany.
Right.
There was a Mary Poppins attraction going into
there you go.
Into the UK pavilion.
Right.
There were attractions. There were princesses and princes and characters originally. So they changed it, and now they're changing it again. And I'm super happy with it. Listen, like I said, it's not that Disney can do no wrong. They can.
No,
and I'll call them on it when I
sure
think they're doing wrong. But I'm excited about the changes coming to Epcot.
I am too. I think it's going to be amazing, and it is going to breathe new life.
It is. And it's going to give people, what's funny is I hear from clients a lot, what can my kids do at Epcot?
Everyone says that.
And I think they already have a ton to do.
I do too.
But they're going to have a lot more.
When people say that, I'm like, sit down, because I've got a lot of
I can sit at Epcot. Our kids can be there for 3 days and I get bored of it.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get to Magic Kingdom, because we're pushing an hour.
Let's move it.
Hour, 15 minutes here.
Oh my goodness, because I talked about AntMan for so long.
And Paul Rudd's handsome, never-aging face. All right, so let's see. Blah, 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 blah. The new Mickey and Minnie dance party coming to Magic Kingdom. That's going to be in front of the Cinderella Castle. Mickey and Minnie's surprise celebration.
Oh, that'll be
That's kind of for the Mickey and Minnie's 90th birthday.
Right.
That was announced. That is coming. Let's see. I'm looking for. Okay, big one for 2018. In May of 2018, the Maleficent Dragon was going through on the Festival of Fantasy Parade, was going through Frontierland when it caught fire.
Yes, I remember that. Were we there?
And I remember we were not there. We weren't there in May. I remember somebody emailed me the video.
Yes, maybe that's.
And I'm like sitting on the couch. And I'm like, what is this? Maleficent? And I opened it. I was like, oh no! And there's the steampunk dragon just on fire and gets her all around and taking pictures. And then I'm thinking, that's the last thing I'd be doing. I'd be out of there.
Running as fast as I could.
Like, I don't know what else on that. I didn't think metal could catch fire.
Right.
But
so
it did.
Since it did.
I'm out of there. It could still spit fire. The fire could be way bigger.
I don't know what's going to happen.
So that was a big deal. It was no one was injured. They put the fire out quickly.
Right.
But they took the dragon out of the parade.
Clearly.
And we haven't seen it back yet. But Disney did announce that it's coming back in 2019.
Because that was a really big
It was the big part of the parade.
It was huge.
Now, do we think it's going to breathe fire anymore? Probably not.
I would doubt it.
You know, it'd be funny if it was like streamers. Like the Philly Fanatic.
Yes.
It was like, wouldn't be the biggest effect ever, but I don't think it can spit fire again. I think that it was an amazing effect that lasted for a few years, and Disney was like, well,
that's just too dangerous.
Probably got away with one. They started spraying like hydraulic fluid everywhere and shooting fire into the crowd.
Right.
Maybe we should let that one go.
I think so.
And then Tomorrowland had there's a new. The Incredible Dance Party came back. This Incredible Summer. That's already gone.
Yeah,
that's gone. That didn't last very long. In Magic Kingdom at Pirates of the Caribbean, of course, one thing that we did lose, I didn't mention that we lost earlier because the attraction stayed open, but we lost the original Redhead from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah, that was such a big deal. Everyone was so upset about that.
And now we have the feisty, her name's Red still.
It is.
She's selling, she's trying to sell, the auctioneer's trying to sell chickens or hens, and she wants to sell the rum to the pirates. And she's got a gun, and she's mad, and she's a pirate. A lot of people were upset about it.
People really were.
Still, people were upset about it.
I know.
I just saw the other day that the red wench, the auctioned wench character of Red is now, of the redhead, is now in the Disneyland archives.
Oh, yes.
On display.
That's right.
So, yeah, people are really still upset about it.
They really are.
It's another thing I talked to Bob Gurr about, and he was not happy with it.
He was unhappy, too.
He was unhappy, and he's an old school. I mean, he's as old school as they come.
No, he is.
And, yeah, he wasn't happy. I know that Marty Sklar, before he passed, obviously, mentioned that, Disney had to move forward and things had to change, so he was kind of on board with it.
Right, I get that.
Bob was not.
Right.
Bob thinks that you're getting too PC. Me, I was cool as long as they left the redhead in there.
Yeah, and she's there.
I have to admit, I don't like the scene as much. It doesn't work as well for me.
It's just a totally different scene.
Yeah, so it is. It's just, the new voice. And I know they put Paul Frees back in there as the auctioneer.
Right.
People were really upset. So they brought Paul Frees' voice back. And then there's like somebody who is like a Paul Frees impersonator that does the new lines.
Right.
It's fine. I get why people will be upset. I mean, they literally were selling women.
Right.
With
No, I get that too.
With female trafficking and all that stuff that actually goes on in real life.
No, I get it.
But I also think that there's a time and place for real life, and there's a time and place for fantasy.
I agree. But I also do understand that Disney always has to go with the times they have to change. And if something just is that offensive or, just isn't working for enough people, they have to change it. And I will tell you, anytime Disney is going to change anything, people are going to be mad about it. It doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it truly doesn't.
I talked to Lee Cockrell a while back about that, he was the he was the vice president.
And you're always going to have people who are excited.
Right. He was the vice president when they took out the subs for the Nautilus.
Right.
From 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And when they took out Mr. Toad.
Right.
He had to deal with the blowback from both of those.
Oh, gosh.
And he was like, I remember I talked to him on and off the recording. And he was like, you got to make those hard decisions. And
right.
Things are going to, things have to change. It's not a museum. It's not going to stay the same way. And Walt didn't want it to stay a museum. So
right.
Things are going to change, and it's going to get people mad or make people happy or
right.
whatever. I just don't love changing classic things because the not so silent majority wants them changed. Minority, I'm sorry. Not so silent minority wants them changed.
I get it.
I think the majority of Disney fans were upset with the redhead change.
Right.
But, what are you going to do? What's that thing? What's that phrase that your dad says? The squeaky wheel gets the grease? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Is that right? The squeaky wheel?
Right.
So that's why. Listen, changes happen, and what are you going to do? So, I mean, they buried the darn Nautilus subs in a landfill.
Right.
Like they're all in underground somewhere now. Except somehow one survived because at the Disney Marathon last year, it was out. And I don't know where they had that, where they put it.
Right.
But there were some old retired attraction vehicles, and there was a Nautilus out. And when I talked to Bob about it, he told me he was under the impression that all of them were buried in the landfill, except for one that was sunk at Castaway Cay for people to scuba dive to or snorkel over. So when he saw the one, I took a picture of it, and I sent it to Bob.
Right.
And I was like, Bob, is this the real thing? So what did Bob do? Bob went into his photo albums and found a picture of him building the darn things,
oh my gosh,
the darn subs, and sent me a picture back side by side.
Right.
Because Bob is awesome like that. And he was like, no, look, it's the same build. He showed him and he said it's an original one. So there was more than one saved, but apparently I don't know how many were buried in that landfill. Anyway, I do think that's cool. Like, it's really cool to still have people around like Bob.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
That you can go to. Roy Crump, the other historians like Dave Smith, who was the Disney historian, the official, the head of the archives,
right,
for years and years and years. They know all this stuff. It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
Anyway, that's going to be our year in review. I think we covered a lot. It was a long one. It was a long episode,
but we did. We covered a ton.
And I'm really super excited about what's coming up in 2019.
Me too.
2020. And 2019, we're looking at Star Wars, obviously Galaxy's Edge.
That's going to be a big
2020, one. probably the hotel.
Yeah.
I hope. It's been kind of quiet on the hotel front. So I'm hoping we get an announcement about that soon.
They've got a lot that they're doing, you know what I mean? So
yeah, they're busy.
They're busy.
Busy people.
They've got a lot on their plates.
So I hope you enjoyed the year in review. Ames, thanks again for coming on. Thank you for
Thank
recording.
you. Thanks for
this
having
was fun.
me.
I hope I didn't talk. Did I talk the whole time here?
No, you didn't at all.
I was all right.
I don't think so.
I'm going to have to ask the listener if I talked the whole time.
I don't think you did it.
I'm not going to listen back. I don't think we have anything to edit, do we?
No, we're good.
I didn't cough, sneeze, say a
don't
bad
think
word. We're good.
No, we're cool.
All right, Ames, thanks again. You're the
Thank
best.
you so much.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ear to There Disney podcast. Thank you once again to my guest, my wife. She lives here. Well, not here where you are, but here where I am. Amy Elizabeth Levitt Gramlich, which is her full name. Ames, thank you for coming on the show. It's always fun. Listen, the girl gets great reviews on the podcast, so I hope you like her as much as I do. And thank you to Bob Gurr again for coming on the show, for answering yet another question. Like I said in the show earlier, I'm looking forward to tons more answers from Bob here in 2019. And thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for voting on Facebook for the Disney Facebook contest that Disney Inspired, the Facebook page, held last month. I think we came in like 7th overall, or 7th or 9th. So there's a lot of shows. So that's a pretty good showing. So thank you all so much for voting. Let's get number 1 next year. That would be cool. Listen, I know there's some heavy hitters up there. Some people who have been podcasting a lot longer than I have. But we can take it down. Do me a favor. Share this episode of the show. Go on Facebook. You can find it on my Facebook page. Share it there. Tell your friends about the show. Tell your family about the show. Email it. Do something. Let somebody know about it. I really, really appreciate it. Let's get the word out there. I have big plans for 2019. Some fun shows coming up, some fun guests, some unique guests, some old voices that you haven't heard in a while. So any which way you share the show, I'm just so appreciative. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, sincerely. Now I sound like Vern from Stand By Me. Sincerely. Remember, he says that like 100 times a movie. Okay. Just remember, there will be a new episode of the Ear to There Disney podcast on Monday, as well as a new episode of probably Word of the Week, Shot in the Dark, that it's a Food World on Thursday. So until next time, thank you again so much for listening. Have an awesome week. Bye-bye.
Ear to there, ear to there.